What's going on, everyone out there in YouTube land? Today we're going to check out a single 18650 80-watt device that is catering to the mouth-to-lung vapor or the direct lung vapor. Today we're going to check out the new Wismec CB-80 kit. Now at the moment I got this one set up in mouth-to-lung mode and I got this one set up in direct lung mode. 3 milligrams in here, 18 milligram in here, 10 watts on this one. This one's at 70 watts. Same device, same tank, different coil heads. Let's have a quick vape off the mouth to lung at 10 watts. Nice throat hit. And let's have a vape off the 70 watt one with the 3 milligrams. Very, very nice. Now, the CB-80 was sent over directly by Wismec for the purpose of this review. If you guys are looking to pick one up, I will have links posted in the description as always. Going price for one of these kits, gonna run you around $45.90. So inside the box for the CB-80 kit, you're gonna get the CB-80 device. They're gonna toss in the Amore NS Pro sub-ohm tank, which will include one drip tip. You're gonna get a mouth-to-lung coil, a direct lung coil, micro USB data charge cable, extra O-ring, extra glass tank, and a user manual. Dimensions on the CB-80, we're looking at 80 millimeters tall, 36 millimeters wide, and 22 millimeters thick. It is constructed of a zinc alloy, single 18650 device, so it is pretty small, and it is available in 5 different color options currently at the moment. Along the top, we're going to have your standard 510 connection, gold-plated spring-loaded pin in the center. Now, the included tank, the Amore NS Pro, actually is a 22 millimeter tank, so we're going to screw that down, and you guys will see that 22 millimeters, you get no overhang, so anything over 22 will get overhang, and you can use pretty much any atomizer you like with this device. You just don't have to use this particular tank. Along the side, we're going to have a nice, large, comfortable firing switch. Pretty big button for being such a small device, but it does stick out a little bit, very easy to locate, nice and clicky. Really enjoyed the button on here. In the center, a nice, bright, easy to read 0.91 inch OLED display. Very easy to read outdoors, and we'll dive through the menu system in a moment. Below that, we have some nice, large wattage up and down buttons. Once again, very clicky. They are somewhat flush and very easy to locate. Below that, we got a 2 amp micro USB charge port, and this one also has firmware updates over USB. Along the bottom is going to be your battery door that will house your single 18650, currently using a Sony VTC5A. We have some holes cut off for battery ventilation, and it's the typical flip style battery door where you push it, it's going to pop open. We got your gold plated contact, and the battery actually sits in there pretty tight. As you can see, the battery doesn't pop out. You actually have to give it a few shakes, and you can actually feel something rubbing against the battery on the inside. And I was a little bit worried about that, but if you stick your finger in there, you can feel the plastic battery tray. You could feel it kind of sticking out. So it's the battery tray that's rubbing against the battery. It's not anything metal. So I'm not too concerned that it's going to tear the battery wrapper, but just keep an eye on it just to be safe. And since the battery is nice and tight inside there, we have absolutely no battery rattle or button rattle. Now the CB-80, of course, will go all the way up to 80 watts with a maximum output current of 50 amps and a voltage range of 0.5 volts up to 9 volts. On the main screen, you can see we have it all laid out, the wattage, resistance, voltage, and the amperage. 3 clicks will get you into the modes, 1, 2, 3, and then you use your wattage buttons. You got wattage mode, memory bank 1, 2, and 3 for temperature mode, temperature for stainless steel, titanium, nickel, and then we have bypass, which works like an unregulated device. If we go into temperature mode for stainless steel, we can adjust it all the way up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, and we can adjust the wattage by clicking the firing switch 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we can adjust the wattage all the way up to 80 watts. You'll see the temperature right there, and then when you fire it, it's going to bring the temperature back on the display. It will fire down to a 0.05 in both power mode and temperature mode. 1, 2, 3 again. If we go over to bypass, once again, it dumps the voltage to the atomizer. If we hold down the wattage up and down buttons together, it's going to lock the device. You could still vape, but you just can't adjust the wattage. And then the wattage down. Oh, let's unlock it first. It's kind of slow to unlock it. There we go. Now, the wattage down in the firing switch is going to turn stealth on or stealth off, which will turn the screen on or off. And the opposite wattage button, holding that down with the firing switch, is going to... I forgot exactly what it does. Oh, actually, we have to be in temperature mode. 1, 2, 3. That's going to lock in the resistance. So let's go to stainless steel. Now let's hit that. And you'll see the little lock symbol appear next to the resistance. Now the resistance is locked. 5 clicks will turn it on and off. And then doing 2 clicks, 1, 2, will allow you to turn logo on or off. There's no screen rotation to my knowledge, but it does boot up pretty quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's on. Also inside the kit, they're going to include the Amore NS Pro sub-ohm tank, a 22mm sub-ohm tank. Along the top, you're going to get this 510 drip tip. I believe it's made of acrylic. Very comfortable drip tip, and of course, you can use all your own standard 510 drip tips. There is no 810 option. We do have top fill, and just look for the little indent on the top cap. Where is it? I think it's right there. Slide it open. There's going to be your fill port, and this one does have a 2 ml Pyrex glass tank, so it will hold a decent amount of liquid for being a low wattage tank. We do have a single air slot on the front. We don't have dual airflow control. We have single airflow control. Now, when you're using the direct lung coil, you're going to want to use the wide open air slot, 11mm, and when you're using the mouth to lung, what you could do is you could turn this and you could select the single air holes for a tighter restricted vape. At the bottom, gold-plated 510 pin, not adjustable. And to break the tank down, very simple, just unscrew the base. And they do include 2 coil heads inside the kit, 2 different coil heads. You'll get a WS01. This is going to be your sub-ohm coil for direct lung vaping with low nic juices, ohms out to a 0.2, rated 40 to 80 watts. And you can see the juice openings are much larger on this coil. You'll get much more airflow. And then they're going to include a WS04. This is for the lower wattage vapor that's using a higher nic juice or nic salt. You'll notice the juice openings are much smaller. This one, 1.3 ohms, rated 8 to 14 watts. Now, if you guys remembered the CB-80 I reviewed a while ago, almost the same size mod. They're off by a few millimeters, but for the most part, the device is the exact same size, but that one had a built-in battery. This one has a swappable 18650 so that you can use your own batteries and you don't have to rely on charging it over USB, which I thought was a nice little upgrade. Now, the tank on here is actually really good when using it as a sub-ohm tank. I was pretty amazed because it's a small tank, small coil head, and cranking it up to 70 watts, I thought for sure this thing was going to dry hit. But honestly, not one dry hit off this tank, off these coil heads. I was blown away. Really good flavor, nice amount of airflow, and you can get a lot of vapor off this little tank. I got it at 70. I found 70 watts to be perfect. I didn't try it at 80 watts, but at 70 watts, man, this little tank right here actually puts out. Love the 510 drip tip on here. Very easy to fill it up. The smaller tank, when using it as a sub-ohm tank with the airflow wide open, you'll burn through that 2 mLs pretty quick, but using it as a mouth-to-lung tank, that 2 mLs will last you quite a while. So, gonna have a quick vape in sub-ohm tank mode or direct lung mode, however you want to call it, 70 watts. I'm amazed how this little tiny coil head can keep up at 70 watts and doesn't get dry at all. So the tank on here is pretty amazing. Using it as a mouth-to-lung tank, still a really good tank. What's nice is that you're going to get some crazy, insane battery life. Running this at only 10 watts with a VTC5A in here, you could actually use probably something that'll give you longer battery life, something like a 3000 milliamp hour battery, but you'll have crazy battery life. This thing might even last you 2 days if you're running like 18 milligrams. You can run nic salt in here. I'm not really a big fan of nic salt, but like an 18 milligram or a 26 milligram of regular e-liquid with the, not the direct lung coil, the mouth to lung coil with the tighter airflow on here. It's got a nice tight restriction to it, very similar to, let's say, a cigarette style airflow. So if you're looking for something, you know, this idea is good because you can do both styles of vaping with one device and one tank. So either way you run it, it's an awesome tank. So really enjoy that. Now the device, very simple device. Like I said, same size as the original. I like the fact that we can use our own batteries now. The screen on here, very simple. But what I like is that it's bright. It's easy to read outdoors, easy to navigate the menu system, and the font is nice and large, easy to read, nice large firing switch, easy to locate with your finger. We got the oversized wattage buttons on here, 2 amp charging, and it's just, you know, it may look kind of big on camera, but it's a small device. You can actually hold it in your hands. And overall, I think it's a sweet little package for the new vapor or the experienced vapor. Running it at 80 watts, you're going to have really crappy battery life, but I think I burned through maybe 3 batteries in a day running it at 80 watts. But if you're running it at that 10 watts, 20 watts, 30 watts, you might get all day out of one battery. All in all, I think it's an awesome kit, and that's pretty much going to be it, guys, for the CB-80. If you have any comments or questions, you know exactly what to do. Please hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to everyone very, very soon. Make sure you guys build safe. I know you like the blue thumb. There it is. And vape on.